station is now located at GSA and Rehab Drive in Painesville. Intel Sports is 100% Liberian owned. It is an exclusive sports platform that provides extensive and quality local content sports programs across the country. Follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, or better still, on our app on Google or Play Store. For business purposes, you can contact us on these numbers. Intel Sports will remain Liberia's exclusive and best sports television station.
So happy. You can see how
let me say welcome and wherever you're joining us from, I want to say good morning, good evening, good afternoon based upon your location. Today is the midweek presentation of Sports Extra. Those of you that have been following us on this fascinating show, we bring to you happenings in the world of sports in Liberia, in football, kickball, basketball, taekwondo, chess. We bring you a lot of happening as it relates to the game. So what happened during the week? We have a lot of experience the last weekend and this coming weekend, a lot of features as well to come out from the angle of Liberia Football Association League. We'll have the round two of the competition. In round one of the competition, there's a lot of things quality in the first 3 points. Some having to share points, and other having to lose to another thing, which I think we still have more time to play for. Those things still have time to play for yet. We cannot determine who is the winner of the league because the league have just started, and we cannot determine who's going to reach a certain level. But based upon what we saw, we can be able to give some hope to some of the clubs, some of the fans that club SYZ is in better standing in terms of how they play, in terms of how they control, in terms of how they engage the play, like Heavy 11, like FC Fasel, uh, in the first division league. With that first start, you notice that they are up for something very good. Like also, we have LPRC others, the Oil Boys, with their first start coming down, equalizing with PNZ FC. It shows that they are not just waiting to bow down or to give away to any club into the league. Every clubs into the league are preparing themselves. They put in all, they put in the very best. So this morning I will be joined by Edwin Barafoyan, who is one of the hosts on the show, Sports Extra. We will be able to discuss the games analysis as it relates to the Liberian League. And we'll also talk about this new appointment from the Secretary General of the Liberia Basketball Association, Calvin Dix, of the appointment from FIBA that you have to attend some Congress across the world in order to represent Liberia food. I think it's a plus to the country as well, and also a plus to the federation for such a milestone, selecting Calvin Dees, the Secretary General of the association, to be able to represent Liberia out there. According this morning, according to his in transit, and he's making his way to the United States of America. I want to wish him well, as well as wishing well in every endeavor that he as in go to push the case of Liberians and also push the case of the game basketball as it relates to the world governing body of basketball. So it's something we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about like one of Liberia wonder kids, one time high goal scorer of the 2023-2024 season, the most valuable player, high goal scorer of the 2025 Moserato County District League, and also former Mate Barrow player, former Shatta FC player, uh, Clement Zuba is now playing in the Saddle Pro League. He will have to have his debut into the Saddle Pro League as to his new signing. But one thing about the signing that I'm kind of wondering about is that this signing doesn't have a time frame, and there was no time whether he signed for 3 seasons, 2 seasons. But we just saw that on the official Facebook page of the team that they have unveiled Clement Zuba to play for the team in the Saddle Pro League, which I think is a boost for the player. But I would need to know the duration of the signing. We need to know the duration of the signing as to at least know how many years the player going to play there. Many will say, why would the player start from the Saddle Pro League? Why not start from Europe or play in the Premiership, Bundesliga, or even play in the French First League, but have to go all the way to Asia to play in the Saddle Pro League? I think something probably the manager of the player or the agent of the player, they are looking at other from the financial aspect, because the people pay good bunch of money uh, in the Saddle Pro League. They pay good money in the Saddle Pro League. Also, the player need to be probably it's a beginning stage. The player have to prepare himself from that level, and who knows? We may see Clement Zuba surfacing at the Champion League, playing for one of the clubs in Europe, sometimes playing for Chelsea, Arsenal, or playing for Bayern Munich or PSG in the future. The kid is just 19 years old. So we say he's just 19 years old. He have a lot of times to play for. So we're going to talk about that. Edwin Barafua will join me on the show for us to talk about that. As soon as he come in, we're going to discuss that as well. What has happened? A lot of happenings across teams are preparing themselves. Senior female professional will have to meet determined girls, defending champions, this Friday at the SKD party page. And I think the last play, the two teams last play, they collected their first points. That is determined girl play shattered. It went on to a 0-all draw, sharing the points, 1 point to their credit. And also senior female professional play war girls, and they level to a 1-1 draw and you're having to share the points. So they will have to fight this weekend. Senior Pro, determined girls, they will have to fight. Like one will say, into the league now, determined girl is the target. Everyone want to play determined girl very high because they want to get in the space of determined girl. Remember, if you're going against a champion, you need to come like champion. You need to come the champion and you need to fight. You need to. I admire something from Shatter. That style of play have changed. That engagement have changed. That defense, that attack, that Mayfield, everything have changed. But the absence of Mary Nuno, I believe if Mary Nuno having to come back to the team, this team going to be something to watch out for because I know why they play the Guntown again determines if they can continue their progress, they're going to do very best when it comes to the game. So we'll go for the break and we'll welcome Edwin Barafoya, I think he's somewhere around here in the studio. We're going to join me and we're going to talk more about the game. We're going to talk about some of the features as well for the weekend. We're going to talk about some of the happenings. As you may be aware, our champion in the ongoing bar competition, the basketball of Africa League. As you may be aware, our champion FPRC others are out of the competition. They were defeated to Africa, they defeated to Benin, and they were also defeated to one of the teams. So they have to return home. All hope has failed, and they will have to return and prepare themselves. The champion is no longer into the competition, so they have to come back. We'll also take some asset. We'll take some asset also on learning from the coach statement. Coach talking about the poor run of LPRC or basketball team into the competition is based upon the late start of the league here in Liberia. As you may be aware, Liberian League, they played the league in the first division of Liberia Basketball Association. Right after LPRC won the championship, the next day they were on their way to Ivory Coast. There was no preparation. I don't think that should be an excuse. This is a team that won the championship. They prepared themselves. But going to a competition and winning, not even winning a game, I think it's just not good on the part of Vavre Kone, who is an experienced coach when it comes to the game in Liberia. We'll go for this break to be right back. So welcome back. Like I said, a lot of things to talk about. The level of the Liberia Basketball Association, the Liberia First Division League, Second Division League, as well as the new signing of Clement Zuba into the Saudi Pro League. Every one of us were happy on yesterday. But like I said, I have some learning factors as it relates to the duration of the signing. It was not mentioned on the page of the team, and a lot of things we're going to talk about. Edwin is here, and we're going to discuss about that. The appointment as well among 30 and FIBA representatives across Africa. Calvin Dees was one of those that was selected to be part of the African Academic Program to be heard across the world, which we feel that is a big boost for the Liberia Basketball Association. His participation going to push the agenda of the team. Edwin, let me say uh, good morning to your own show. Yanana Shkinya, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm that, and it's good again to be here on the Wednesday like this to talk about the sporting issues that are benefiting our sporting area. Like Elijah said, there's a very big news for Liberia, especially when it comes to the basketball sector. Calvin Dees is not just only a Liberian who will be participating in the basketball activities. We also have another two kids who are in Egypt for 2 weeks basketball training camp, and we have another coach is also in Egypt. Their invitation was based on their performance in the during the under 17 Afro Basket in Rwanda, where Liberia defeated Morocco and lost to other two nations. So it was a very big boost to basketball in general. I do believe that these things are necessary for us because it helps creating our sector. You know, if we must make Liberia great, we have to change our mind. We have to change our attitude. So, but to see officials from a specific sporting sector like basketball going for this kind of events, it tells us that the mindset will be changed and the mindset will be directed to a rightful direction where they will come back and impact others because we've been seeing basketball is one of the sports, if I can say it so, is the second most watched sports now in Liberia. But there have been a lot of misunderstanding, there have been a lot of hulubaloo within that basketball association in Liberia. One
Yeah.
team complaining to the other. Sometimes teams are boycotting the final due to officiating of the referees, the way the LBA leadership is handling basketball. Other people believe they're not doing that properly. So see these things happening for us. It's a stepping stone for Liberia Basketball Association. And I hope and pray that those who are going for these kind of activities can come back to Liberia and impact other lives.
Yeah, it's important that other will be able to come back and impact other lives. That we said the appointment of Calvin Dees to be part of some of the numbers of persons that are to participate into the leadership program. Uh, that speak volume that Liberia have something to benefit, Edwin.
Yes, definitely. Liberia do have something to benefit. It's essential that we know that these kind of benefits will come to our country because if Calvin Days attend these kind of events and come back to Liberia, I believe that during an executive meeting with those executives within the Liberia Basketball Association, they will come back. They will have that kind of dialogue workshop organized for those who are involved in basketball, especially the coaches and players, because players of the Liberia Basketball Association has observed that their peers, like they knows everything.
Yeah.
Their peer, like especially those players, I've interacted with several of them, and I know what I'm talking about. You cannot know more than the chief officiate of the match is the referee. He know the rules, he know the regulations that govern the sports. So if you does something that he thinks wasn't really right, I mean, and then he give a call to it, and then you argue it, you something you did this, you do that. At times they are human too, right? Why can you not just applaud them for some of the rightful calls they made during the match? But we only see the negative aspect. Sometimes you see team leading 35 points margin heading into the last and final quarters of the match, and they're only to maintain their 30 points lead after that last quarter. In the space of 10 minutes, they gave away 30 points lead, and at the end, they be defeated by a point margin, and they switch it to the referees that, oh, the referee he do this, he do that. All of these kind of things that I do see it is not necessary, especially within that basketball sector, because we are trying to make this post, we are trying to get this post back on track. If you take a look, you watch in the 90s, the like 1998 to 2000, there was a basketball team called Uriu Basketball Team. It used to be sponsored by Benona Ure. They came from Kingsburg, but them in the 90s to the late 2000, they have a really good team. That kind of competition, they went to FIBA competition, they dominated, they came back to Liberia, they also dominated the league. These are kind of basketball we want to see in Liberia. Like someone would say, in football, back then we used to see RE and Barrow, how it used to be in terms of sponsorship, in terms of supportmanship. They give their all. So you cannot be a player in the basketball league every time you're dictating with the referees, who is the commander in chief of that particular match that you are playing.
So we just want to come to that as it relates to what you say. All of the agitation have been made from our players when they participate into continental tournament. We don't see that from them. In terms of the emperor calling, and then they will have to rush
Yeah.
to the emperor,
Empire.
as been done in our league. Hasn't been seen when they went to buy. All of them, you just see them when they miss out on a shot, when there's a foul called upon them, they have to run back and obey. But when it comes to the league, so sometimes I think is because of the closeness of the referees or the emperors to the players.
Yeah.
The closeness, the proximity, they take the proximity for granted. At times, the way the emperor himself present themselves. Like one of the emperors, after the game, you have to go to a club president and say, "My man, you need to pay my way." So we're going to bring all these things to light because we want to see like your sporting setup getting better. There will be a time that we'll record them, bring the videos to you, and be able to tell you that this is what SYC Emperor is doing. After the game, you will have to be in hands with a club president or even with a club captain or coach, and they'll have to go and talk tete-a-tete. It's not bad for them to lecture as a friend after the game, but looking at the way they talk, the way they do things, at times they go and beg for money for club president. We're going to bring these things to light. I think these are some of the issues when it comes to our league that the players themselves take the emperors for granted. Edwin.
Yes, definitely. Like you said, you said it all, and it's obvious that we see referees go to club officials after the match. I think it's due to the low level salary or per diems they receive per games, because referees are not on a monthly salary in football, but I don't know about basketball. But I think so. Similar rules or whatever we're going to will be applied to that, because it's essential. I mean, it's not essential to see referees heading to club officials asking for transportation after a specific match. But my issue here is this: the LBA need to step out. They need to step up their game. They need to, like Gamma to say, we can give our full support to people who want them. You listen to the guy from LPRC Warriors who was in Ivory Coast, where other was massively dragged, beating, and disgraced, like they were not champions of Liberia. Because I don't know why. I don't know why. But it's obvious that always our champions for various posts in Liberia goes to the international stage and flop.
Yeah.
Why?
Whenever they go to the international stage, it's become very difficult for them in recent years. I think that's something we need to look at. And when it comes to the game in Liberia, our basketball players are not physical. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They are not physical when it comes to the game because basketball as a whole requires strength. Agility should be seen. But sometimes the move of the players, even on the court, it's because like they are playing what we call tennis, the distance of the game. Because the game is a physical game. The player need to train more. They need to. I saw the Benin team playing against Liberia.
Yeah.
If you can see how strong they are, You can see the weight from them, the movement on the court. When they hit one of our players, that they even try to give way for them because they train, they exercise. This is why they dedicate themselves to our players. The dedication is not there. Some of them, after the game, they're going to brag, they're going to bluff around. Instead of looking, I cannot choose basketball to be my career and I want to put in my all. You need to put in your all. The poor run of FPRC orders in Africa, I think Liberians are not happy with it.
We saw similar results from Matt Barrow last year in Tripoli, Libya. They had a poor run as Liberian champions also too. Now this year we see that from LPRC audience. Some might say audience did not get the kind of rest they needed because this is where again we go back to the leadership of the Liberia Basketball Association. We always talking about a lack of proper communication. Is essential because you have to organize a league in observance with the International Basketball Association, where the Federation of International Basketball Association, FIBA, because FIBA, the continental competition, will come on whenever your league is over, because the continental competition is only pay host to champions for various.
Yeah, that's why sometimes they give you time frame to present in your champions.
So the LBA did not do LPRC audience well. Okay. They deliberately slowed down the pace of the league. The league started on a very slow pace, and in subsequent time, they forced the game to be over, the league to the 11th hour. At the end, the best out of 5 series were played on the Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. In space of 7 days, you play 4 games. Basketball is very physical. You know that. So tell me,
the player will have to wait up.
What's his name? Fatih could be one of the major factors to LPRC audience poor run in Ivory Coast.
Yeah, that's what the coach said. And I do reason with him when he said that sometimes the late start of the game, you cannot start league season, and when you know very well you have to send your champion to an international competition, and you start the league very late. So I do believe that like you said, there are some hula baloos that are in the leadership of the Liberia Basketball Association, some discomfort, some issues that they need to resolve, they need to work on themselves. I was here the last time I told our audience about the organizations of the leadership of the Liberia Basketball Association. Sometimes they make me to believe that they are not just waiting to lead, they are not ready to organize the competition, because you call for game 2-3 hours to game. You say the game will start by 4, but we're waiting for the game to start, and the game cannot start by 4. By 7 o'clock, begin to start game. Sometimes these things, they just bring low taste to the game. It's also not increasing the pace of the game. The taste of the games has been lacking because of the way the association, the organizers themselves, place the league before the very fans or the follow of the game.
Yes, definitely. So I think it's a wake-up call to the Liberia Basketball Association, the LBA. They need to do better. They need to find strategy that can best organize our league, because we've been seeing these kind of things. It's not really working for us. We need to go back to the drawing board, find plans and ideas, work with modality, work with other stakeholders and dignitaries to make sure that we can make basketball a better sport in Liberia. And now the LBA will also need to think in the direction of organizing a basketball academy. If you organize a basketball academy, you are building the future of our national basketball teams, the under 17 girls and boys, the under 18 girls and boys, under 19, under 20, the under 21, the national female team of Liberia, national male team. You listen to the president, Ibrahim Samoka, doing the Spartacus Awards and honoring night in Pinzo City.
Yeah.
And so This is a new era for basketball. We are building a national team. To you, Mr. President, are you building a national team for 2025, or are you building a national team to set a sole target for 2028, 2029? Or are you building a future national team in 2030 or 2035, 2040? If we start to put these kids together, teaching them the fundamental steps of basketball, giving them the opportunity to play, showcasing to them some rules and regulation, telling them the basic fundamental of basketball steps. In the next 10 years, you add 10 years to this date in 2025, we'll be talking about October 22, 2035. And if the kids could be around 18, in 2035, the kids will be around 18 years. If they are 10 years, they could be around 20 years. If they are 15, they could be around 25 years. You don't know what impact will it have. We want to see some of them promoted to the NBA. We want to see them playing the NBA. We want to see them going to the Olympic with Liberia. These are targets we should be setting up. These are things we should be talking about. The future of basketball lies in the hands of you, Mr. President. Under your leadership today, Liberia returned to the international stage. I must say bravo to you, Mr. President. Bravo to you, Abraham Samoga. But you can do better. You can do far way better than what you are doing under this your leadership. Liberia is the only country we have. Come on. We can make the difference. We can tell the outside world that indeed this is Liberia. We can go to Afro Basket. We can perform. One of the beautiful basketball sports I do love is the 3x3. That 3x3 basketball is very beautiful. We can do the same. Why we just sitting back and allowing our negative thoughts to overcome the positive thinking we have created over the years? Let us work on modality. Let us work collectively. Let us work in unity and one big family and see making sure that basketball arrive to where we want to see it, Elijah.
Yeah, basketball arrived to where we want to see it. We have limited time. We will not dive into this issue of Clement Zuba has joined El Rahad FC in the Saudi Pro League. What's your take about that? Not a duration of time being given to his contract. What do you think is that step for the Liberian player who have formerly played for Shatta FC, one time played for Mighty Barrow, won the 2023-2024 high goal scorer, and also of recent, he won the most valuable player and the high goal scorer of the most valuable county district, Clement Zuba.
Yeah. Thank you, Elijah, for that question. I just thought of that direction also too when we were talking. So I'm happy. Secondly, I see as a big boss to our local leagues here. Sadly, the duration of the contract is not disclosed.
Yeah, that's the problem. We need to know what's the duration of the contract. How many years are we to see Clement play in the Saudi Pro League? How many years?
And I tried checking on the club who signed in the club website because I do believe this is a professional club.
Yeah, it is.
One way a professional club sign a player and don't want to disclose the duration of the contract or the details of the contract. Signing players in Saudi Arabia is no longer a secret. It's no longer a secret. People are signing players based on competition. But why that particular club don't want to disclose the duration of Clement Zuba contract? He's a promising player. I call him goal machine.
Yeah, looking at player of that, If you have to sign Clement Zuba, people like Clement Zuba who have made mark in the Liberian local league, who have tried over the years to showcase himself, and you have to go. I believe others will say, those of you that are following, some will say, oh, it's a big bull. We don't want to know the duration, but it's important that we know the duration just in case of anything on the part of the club, as to know the standing of Clement Zuba or the agent manager of Clement Zuba. What can they do? We understand that nothing bad will happen, everything will go well, but it happens some years back. Like I said, last year we have Jenkins CA, Ruby Hinen leaving
Yeah, I went
Liberia.
to what's the country name? Come on. They went to Europe. I say Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan, they went
Yeah.
to the club, and at the end of the day, they felt maltreated. Some of them shared photos with all in terms of where they were sleeping, how they were treated. They even use marker to print on a back plate. I saw that from Jinky Sears and sent it to me through my WhatsApp. And I said, what? Are you kidding me? Why would you live like bro, go to Europe and it's still using marker on your back to say the people just finish so they just try you? And these things, not because the players want to go to Europe, but it should be done properly. That at the end of the day, there would not be a fireback, there would not be a problem to the club, or would not even be a problem to the player or the manager, the agent. So if you're having to sign a player, let us know the duration of the contract. When that is displayed, we can know very well that this player is safe in. But as it stands, for me, I don't believe that Clement Zubat stay at the Ed Rehad can be a good one for us. But
For me,
unless the team in the coming days can disclose the duration of the contract.
I would believe that he's part of the club, but I would think that he's part of he could be part of the youth program. This is a big club in the Saudi Pro League, and they probably could get another feeder team. So it could be another means like to say, okay, maybe Zuba will go to our under 21, or Zuba will be loaned to another team to get more playing time in the Saudi Pro League too. Because we want to see our players, right? We don't want the man to play after 2, 3 years, and then or after 1 year, the year Zuba start flying. Oh, well, before you buy an apple,
Yeah.
Zuba is in Liberia. We don't want that to be happening. We don't want to see that. We want to see our player competing at the biggest stage. We want to see them.
Yeah, we want to see our players competing at the bigger stage. That's the dream of every Liberians because whenever they are competing internationally, it help to boost the morale of the team, our national team. It also help to build our national team because they are playing out there that will bring that experience to the national team. Testament to that is what we said: Oscar Murphy, Dollar, Devantier,
Something duel.
Samson Dwyer, Solomon Twer, who are out there, and also Emmanuel Fode, who are out there and coming to the national team. They bring different taste to the national team, new flavor, the maturity, you can see it. This going game, you saw that for Emmanuel Fode, the maturity. Emmanuel Fode, we knew back then, have changed. You can see him move on the ball. His IQ have increased because of where he played currently. If we can see many of our Liberian players playing out there, coming back to our country, I do believe 2 to 3 years from now, 5 years to come, we'll have a better national team to compete internationally. We can even go to the African Cup of Nations or to the World Cup because of the preparation of the young kids that we have out there. Today, Liberians are traveling. We get the leg of New Zone. We also have Clement Zubat is dead, Emmanuel Flomo, a lot of them, they are traveling now. So in the coming years, Liberia will have a better national team. But what we're saying about Clement Zubat now is that the club need to get the duration of the signing, which will be very good for us. Uh, I believe that what Edwin said, probably he'll be featured in the feeder team, or because there's a big club we're talking about, they have programs and they yet to include him on the same national team. But I think he's of age, 19 years of age. I think he should be given a professional contract now.
Yes, he reaches 18 already, so he's someone who is eligible, who is capable, who has qualified to sign a professional contract. But we just wishing him all of the best. We hope and pray that we can see him feature for the first team of Aradia in the Saudi Pro League. We can see that maybe it could be we will disclose the contract if you impress us. It could be also 2, or it could be a 6 months contract based on extension, based on performance. It could be a possible extension based on performance, because contract comes in several different ways, and there are several different agreements and disagreements that flows over a contract. But we hope and pray that Climate can compete against the leg of Karim Benzema, the leg of Bridget, of Alata, the legs of Cristiano Ronaldo, the leg of Joao Felix for the Golden Boot in our league. Zuba won the Golden Boot here in Liberia.
He can also win the Golden Boot there.
Yeah, so scoring goals is not a surprise to Climate. To you, Climate, if you're watching us, we here at Inter Sports Escar, we want to wish you all of the best. Make use of every opportunities. If you have the opportunities to score 5 goals, score 8.
Yeah. Score every game. Score every game.
Just make use.
Put in your very best. Don't think about it.
Yes.
Are you playing against? Probably you say I play against Sadio Mane. I play against Ronaldo. I play against Benzema. So the names are just big. Yeah, Mahrez is there. So no, you have to fight. You have to fight because you know where you come from. Well, like the adage I said, when you know where you come from, you'll not play form of your life. You know where you come from the snob of mentality. You live to live here. New mentality estate there used to play right there on Don Bosco field in that diet. All of us used to play there. Now today, you are out there to play among the best players of all time in the world. Some of the best players that we have in the world. You're going to compete against them. You just put in your very best, play very well, score the goals. At the end of the day, we will have another George Weah.
Possible. It could be another George.
It could be another George Weah. With the leg of young kids that are out there, it could be another George Weah. But I think it's a hard rock to crack. Yeah, it's a hard nut to crack, and we need to fight about that. So what happened during the weekend? We have a lot of features in the second division league. Golden Dream will play her second game to District 17 the last time. Golden Dream won her game. And District 17 also
got a win.
Got a win against Wentown. Pash FC will go to Margibi. Both Pash and Margibi in the first game got defeated. And CC United will go to Gompa FC. Gompa got defeated. CC United had a first win of the competition. Nima Kwado will go against Samara FC. Nima Kwado played to Sano MPA.
They got a 1-0 win.
They got a 1-0 win against Sano MPA in Greenville City in the James Green sports page. Shatter FC against Invisible 11. Invisible 11 were defeated to Mighty Barrow. Shatter FC got her win. First win as well. Is that win or loss? We're going to check.
A very heavy win.
Heavy win for them.
That was a 3-0.
Okay. So Wentown we played Jide FC. Both Jide FC and Wentown were defeated. Jide FC were defeated to Susa, and also Wentown was defeated to District 17. Susa will play MPA Angles. MPA Angles was defeated in her first game. Susa got a first win. And we also have Sano MPA going against Mighty Barrow. Sano MPA was defeated to Nima Kwado, and they will have to play Mighty Barrow, got her first win against traditional rival Invincible 11 into the competition. That brings you the update as well from Edmund Badafoyen in the First Division League.
So First Division League round 2 matches is expected to kickstart on tomorrow, Thursday, the 23rd of October, 2025, beginning in Pinzo City at the SKD practice pitch. Well, it will be a Nukuta derby, but this time around the derby will be played also at Nukuta. It's a big concern to many followers who've been watching Blackman Warrior and Borough FC been playing at the D12 field. They played 2 matches at that venue last season, but this time around the matches have been the match have been moved from my D12 field to the SKD practice pitch. On tomorrow, Thursday, the 23rd of October 2025, at the SKD practice pitch, Blackman Warrior will be hoping to bounce back from a 2-1 defeat they suffer against former champions Liska FC at the Tusa Field in Ghana's when they take on Borough FC, who took a 2-0 lead against B Mountain, but only to force the match to a 3-3 draw after B Mountain came from a goal down to take a 3-2 lead against Borough FC, but they fought back and recorded a 3-3 draw over the weekend. The 2 teams were meet in Pinzo City for the very first time in the Nuku Town debut, OSA, the city of Nuku Town. Well, the matches will continue on Friday. This time around, Oro will be leading to the Tusa field again, where Liska FC will have an opportunity to welcome back their former coach, Tafa Mane. Tafa Mane will be returning to the Tusa field against Liska, not for Liska, but this time around, he will be in the docket for Downtown FC, who recorded a win on match they won in their debut of the league season. They suffered a 2-1 defeat. Pardon me. They suffered a 2-1 defeat to Ghana's match they won at the same venue. This time around, they will be against Liska FC at the Tusa field. And then all of the matches will commence on Sunday, the 26th of October 2025. You have the fixture and what all you need to know. Discovery SA will, for the first time this season, play at the Tusa field after the opening match was far away from Monserrado in Gompa, Lima County. Well, they were forced by Watanga to a 1-1 draw. This time around, they welcome LPLC Others. Others also forced Pinzo to a 2-2 draw on match they won, and the 2 teams will be looking for a win on Sunday. Another feature will be Pinzo FC against Freeport, the league leaders. Freeport will be traveling to Pinzo City from the Port of Monrovia at the SKD practice pitch against Pinzo, who had a 2-2 draw on match they won. Wologisi FC, for this first time, will welcome FC for sale in the top flight of Liberia football. The defending champions will be traveling from Pinzo City to Nuku Town to take on Wologisi FC at the D12 Sports Stadium. Nuku Town will be the eye-catching moment. Wologisi suffered a 2-1 defeat to Freeport FC on match they won. Facel recorded 1-0 win against Heaven 11. FC B Mountain will be welcoming Heaven 11 to Grand Kitmount for the very first time. The First Division League will be played at the Momo Tower Sports Stadium in Roberts Post, Grand Kitmount County on Sunday. The people of Kitmount will be hoping to see that it's a dream come true, thanks to the LFA and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And to conclude the fixture, Ghana's FC will travel to Bukana, Gambasa, where they will take on Watanga FC. The win for Ghana's will be a back-to-back victory in the first league Elijah. It seems to be a tough match. But Watanga last season, they started on the low pace, similar to what is happening. First game, 1 point. Second game, let's see what's happening.
Let's see what happened onto the Upper Women League. What happened during the weekend? We also have league leader. We got when we said a resounding victory over Nini Warrior at the SKD Private Page. Suwon Town, the newly promoted Upper Women League team, will go against Ravia Angels at the Tusa Field in Ghana's October 24th. That will be Friday. And we'll also have Determined Girls, defending champion, will go against Sion Pro. That's Sion Female Professionals at the SKD Private Page. As you may be aware, Determined Girls are leveled on with Shattered Angels to a 0-0 draw at the Tusa Field in the first game, and also Sion Pro leveled on with World Girls 1-1 at the Tusa Field. And this time around, both sides will need a win. We also have Ria Muja, who had a first win, will go against F Angels, who also had a first win, and that will be at 11 a.m. On the 25th at the Tusa Field. We also have Tap FC, newly promoted Upper Women League. They suffered their first defeat And we have to go on to Nini Warrior, who also suffered her first defeat to Sumatra FC. That was 6 goals to 1 at the SKD participation. They will go away at the two-side feed that will be the 25th of October on Saturday at 1 p.m. War Girls, who had a new job with senior female professional, we had to face Bourgeois Queens at the D12 feed that will be done on 25th as well Saturday. And Shatter Angels, the 2024-2025 runner-up of the Upper Women League, will go on to Falconet FC. As you may be aware, Falconet FC won the Lower Women League playoff as the champion and got promoted to the Upper Women League. They will have to face the Upper Women League runner-up Shatter Angels. That will be on the 25th as well by 1 p.m. at the SKD party page. That's it on today on Sports Extra. Elijah Pine, Edwin Patafoye. Bye-bye.
Intel Sports, Liberia's biggest and professional sports television station.